Hi, good Thursday evening. Ready for some Bantam hockey. Shakopee and Wayzata district matchup here. Wayzata in their road, navy blue uniforms, moving left to right. Shakopee in the road, or excuse me, home uniforms, white jerseys trimmed in red. 15 minutes on the clock. Shakopee going with 10 skaters tonight. 10 skaters, 2 lines. Will Wyatt, Ryan out there, Scott and Lancetta D, Van in net. Face off controlled by Anderson. He'll fire it in, controlled by Wayzata, and he'll freeze it. Early offensive zone draw here for Shakopee. Third meeting of the year for these two teams. First meeting resulted in a tie, 3-3 tie. That was in district play. They've met in the Edina tournament. Wayzata was the victor in that game. Wyatt controls the face-off. Matthew pinches, cuts off that. Up to Blake. Just out of the reach of Wyatt. Matthew to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald. Anderson. Battle along the wall. Wyatt. Oh, excuse me. Wyatt gets possession. They'll dump it in, and they'll go with a fresh line for Shakopee. Schmitz on the pressure. Turned over. Dom Williamson in. Blockered out of play by the goaltender. Offensive zone face-off. No. Hensley, Valverde, Williamson up front, Wagner, Schmitz, the D. Again, 10 skaters. Wayzata going to the full 15, it looks like. Doesn't look like they have any injuries. Wayzata, D to D. Marco dumps it in on net, and it'll be saved there and covered by the goaltender. Couple shots on goal early for Shakopee. Valverde on the draw. Wins it back. Fired in by Lancette. Hensley delivers a reverse hit. Valverde possesses it, walks to the middle, shot, fires high. Marco possesses behind the net, Caden supports. In Wayzata in blue, Shakopee in the home white. 2-on-1, 3-on-1. Here they go, number 12, shot, save, turned away by Van. And it comes out of the zone. Wayzata enters. Pressured by Fitzgerald. Up top. Collected by the defenseman. Shot. Saved by Van, and he'll cover. Two. All right, Gabrick on the draw. Controlled by Wayzata. Shot. Wyatt possesses. Fitzgerald battles along the wall. Schmidt supports. Up to Anderson. Anderson battles for it. Controlled by 17. Schmitz on the puck now. Fitzgerald and Anderson go up 2-on-3, 2-on-4. Fitzgerald will fire it in. Fitzgerald up to Wagner, but it hits either an odd bounce off the boards. Not sure. Marco possesses at neutral. Nice move there to evade the defender. Goes wide. 1-on-4 as Shakopee goes for a change. Wayzata guy dances around Hensley, and that's going to be icing. 11:35 to go in the first. Valverde on the draw with Williamson, Hensley, Scott, and Lancette on D. Scrum forward in the corner. Wayzata comes away with it. Turned back the other way by Williamson. Now Wayzata up ice. Crosses the red. Bodied off the puck by Scott. Valverde pressures. Up to the point. Shot in behind. Lancette with some time and space. Gets caught in Valverde's skates. Turned over. Williamson chips it out. Uses his speed to get after it. Scott fires it in, sticked out of play by the goaltender. All right, Wyatt on the face-off with Anderson and Anderson and Fitzgerald. Schmitz and Wagner retreat. Schmitz controls. Battles for it. Wyatt to Fitzgerald. All right, here comes Shakopee in. Whistled offside at the line. Or excuse me, Wayzata in, whistled at the line. But all right, Wayzata wins the draw, fires it in. Here goes Hensley with it. Valverde, shot, save, rebound. Oh, good flurry there. Good pressure by Hensley. Good play by Valverde. Scott turns over the Wayzata defender. Scott across. Williamson, shot just wide of the net. Good pressure here early. Williamson behind the net. Reverses up top to Scott. Scott's got pressure. Comes Wayzata the other way. Lancette plays that nicely. Here goes down. 1-on-1 versus number 3. He's got the corner. Gets across. No call. It's going to go into the net and dislodge the net. You know, we'll see where they put the face off. Good pressure. Way to lower the shoulder by Dom. Go to the net. Face off will come outside. All right, Wayzata controls the draw. Here they come in. Bodied off the puck by Schmitz. Wagner now after it, supported by Gabrick. Gabrick with the puck. Chips out to neutral. Nice play. Just out of the reach of Fitzgerald. Wayzata will dump it back in. It hits the ref's skate. So it'll stop there. Schmitz with it now. He's got a guy behind him. Turned over just inside the blue line. And here comes Wayzata cutting to the middle. Puck sits at the side of the net. It's loose. Wagner comes away with it. Wayzata up at the blue line. Sidesteps Gabrick. Walks down the wall. Schmitz on it now. Sends it around, and the puck exits the zone. Intercepted nicely by Anderson, and he'll dump it in. Again, Shakopee going with 10 skaters, 2 lines. Battling injuries. Icing. They're going to call no icing. They're going to wave that off. Scott now behind the net. Reverses to Lancette just out of his reach. Back to the middle. Good stick by Williamson to break up that play. Good stick now by Lancette to dislodge the puck from Wayzata. Marco has it chipped away. Scott retreats now. Looks to go wide. Bounces over. Hits the linesman. It should be offside. Offside, and they're going to call that offside. Linesman was out of the zone. Hit the linesman. Went back in. Offside. Lancette now as Shakopee controls. Dumped in by Wayzata. Van elects not to play it. It's going to go all the way around for a puck battle. Lancette picks it up behind. He reverses course. No one here there for Shakopee. It's going to be a shot from the point. It was high and wide by Wayzata. They had a lot of traffic in front. Matthew Scott now picks it up, skies it out of the zone nicely. It will not make it for icing. Hensley pressures, now up to Lancette. Hensley in a puck battle just inside the blue line. Intercepted by Lancette, 1-on-3. Got Gabrick on support now, with support. Fitzgerald with the puck. Anderson's there, Gabrick's there, Schmidt pinches. They fire it out, Wagner picks up the puck with speed. Wagner cuts to the middle. He's got a good, hits the post, off the outside of the post. Blake Wagner with a nice shot. Good speed as he hopped up in the play. Stretch pass now to Kellen Langevin for Wayzata, all alone on Van. Shot saved by Van. Left shoulder save. Game just picked up a little pace here. Gabrick now with it to the neutral, and they score. Rebound off Van's right pad, and they put in the rebound to make it 1-0. With 2 shots there. But 1-0 Wayzata here. 6:08 left in the first. Wayzata controls the draw. Scott across ice to Williamson. Across to Hensley. Hensley drags to the middle in the feet of the Shakopee player. Lancette on it now. To the line, not quite out. 17. Langevin walks down the middle. Hensley intercepts. 2-on-4 the other way. Hensley gains the red line with Williamson. Pauses. Fires it across. Williamson's going to win the race to that puck. Anderson on the ice. He's got room down the middle. Skates across. Shot. Deflected out of play by the Wayzata defenseman. All right. 5 minutes to go on the first one. Nothing Wayzata. Wayzata coming in on they beat Maple Grove this week, I believe. Shakopee played well at the tournament last week. They really only lost 1 game in regulation. A couple games went to overtime. All right, controlled in the corner by Fitzgerald. He's pressured by 2 Wayzata Trojans. Gabrick supports. Schmitz pinches down. They dump it out, and Wagner possesses at neutral. To Anderson. He gains the red. To the middle. Wayzata intercepts. Wayzata now to the middle. Shot off the post, and it's off the post, hits the back of Van, and goes in. So 2-0 now, Wayzata. A little bit of an unfortunate break as it catches the post. Comes back, hits Van, sits right on the goal line, and Wayzata taps it in to make it 2-0. All right, Marco out there at center, Hensley and Williamson at wings, Scott and Lancette at D. Controlled off the draw by Wayzata, they fire it in. Scott with the puck now behind his own net. Gets through a couple Wayzata defenders. Fires it down in deep. Williamson on the puck now with Scott. Good at the line. Wayzata still possesses. Behind the net, number 5, Wheels, fires out front. Scott comes out of play. All right, Wyatt on the draw. Wagner now possesses off the boards to Schmitz. Schmitz skies it out of the zone. Anderson gives chase. Wayzata guy falls down. Fitzgerald now with room. Shot just high. Gabrick now. Shot on goal. Steered away by the Wayzata goaltender. Gabrick now on it. Wayzata now, number 12, into the middle. Nice play by Fitzgerald to tie up him. Anderson now, kept in at the line by Wayzata, not quite out. To number 12, drags. Schmitz now with it. To the line and out. Gabrick will gain the red. Dump it in and we'll get a fresh 5 on the ice. Matthew up to Hensley. Hensley now possesses. Back to Wayzata. Lancette reverses to Scott. Scott, middle shot, turned away by Van. Up to Hensley, and Hensley will chip that out. Shot back in by Wayzata. Scott now, long pass, just under the stick of Williamson, but he gets a piece of it to negate the icing. We have a penalty coming up here on Shakopee. So Scott is going to go for roughing. So we'll go down player via the power play for Wayzata here. They lead 2-0, 1:47 to go in the first. Valverde, Williamson, Wagner, and Schmitz will be the 4 penalty killers. Draw controlled by Wayzata. They look D to D. One guy net front. I thought maybe that'd be goaltender interference, but evidently not. And they score on a shot from the point. As the Wasika guy, or not Wasika, Wayzata guy checked our defenseman into the goalie, and they score. All right, Shakopee controls. Fitzgerald. Held in at the line by Fitzgerald. All right, 2-on-1 now for Wayzata. Look across, just out of the reach. Gabrick now on it. Anderson up to Fitzgerald. Wayzata now behind the net, possessing. Out front, and they score. 4-0. As he wheeled behind the net, was able to find an open person on the back door. 43 seconds to go in the first. 4-0. Offside at the line. All right, Marco wins the puck battle, and they get it in. Wayzata will reverse behind the net to number 11. 2-on-1, but good play by Lancette. Break that up. 17 now cuts back to the middle, intercepted by Lancette. That'll bring the first period to a close. Face-off controlled by Shakopee. To Lancet, now to Fitzgerald. As we begin the second period, Shakopee in white, Wayzata in blue. Wayzata brings it in. Number 16, shot, rebound, save. We have penalty on Wayzata, so we'll get a power play now for Shakopee. All right, Valverde on the face-off. Williamson, Hensley, Lancet, and Scott. Power play. Wayzata's going to dump it out of the zone. Icing is the call. Minute 52 to go on the power play for Shakopee. Hensley. Now Valverde on the puck. Hensley helps. Wayzata looks to pin it there. Marco battles hard. Good play by Marco up to Scott. Scott to Lancet with quite a bit of room. Lancet, shot and a save as the goalie sees it clearly. Valverde, Williamson, and Hensley. Schmitz and Wagner. Good at the line. Williamson now carries the puck with speed. Wagner to Valverde. Wagner circles. Puck goes just through the crease. He's sent down for icing by Wayzata. Minute left in the power play. Fitzgerald, Gabrick, Anderson, Schmitz, and Wagner. Face-off controlled by Wayzata. He'll dump it out of the zone. Will it be icing? Will it be on? It'll be icing. 51 seconds on the power play. 13:29 to go in the second. So 4-0 Wayzata, 13:29 to go in the second. Sabres on the power play. Wagner, shot, score! Some good net front presence. Goalie didn't see it, and it goes in. Great face-off play, good shot by Wagner. Great net front presence, perfectly executed by the Sabres. So 4-1, nice play by Shakopee, taking advantage of the power play there. Anderson. Oh, here we go. Ooh, bounces by the Wayzata player's stick. And a penalty. I don't know about that call, but Fitzgerald's going to go for tripping. It looked like the guy just lost his edge, but Draw controlled by Wayzata. Put one guy in front of the net. Three guys up high, one guy in the bumper. Into the bumper. Walk out, save. Not out of play. Puck is on top of the net. And whistle goes. So 30 seconds into the power play, a minute 30 to go. Refs are deciding where to put the face off. Puck controlled by Wayzata. Walks to the middle. Blockered away by Van. They get a shot through. Back up top. Again, they got a guy right at the top of that crease. Save. So a minute left on the penalty kill for Shakopee. Face-off controlled by Wayzata. Tie up, the go guy right to the top of the blue paint. Three guys out front. Shot, gloves. So Anderson, Wagner, Hensley, and Schmitz. All right, face-off controlled by Shakopee. Fired all the way down. Icing. Lancet, Anderson, Scott Gabrick on the kill. Wyatt wins the face-off. It's going to be on net, maybe, maybe not. Not on net. Icing. A lot of tunes through all these whistles here. Carl gives us the Valentine's Day special. All right, Gabrick on the face-off. 36 seconds to go on the kill. Lancet controls, and it's going to go all the way down. Icing. 6 seconds off the clock on that one. Face-off controlled by Wayzata. Send one guy to the net. Three up top, one in the bumper. The bumper, shot save. Five seconds left on the power play for Wayzata. Up top. Shakopee now. Good stick by Gabrick, I believe it was, to flex that shot out of play. A successful kill for Shakopee. All right, 5-on-5, 10:48 to go in the second. 4-1, Wayzata leads. Wagner to Schmitz. Back to Wagner now. To Hensley. Hensley fires it out. Stopped at neutral by Wayzata. Valverde to the line. Not quite deep. Wayzata now with some speed coming back. 2-on-1, fires just wide. Wagner now battles behind the net. Valverde's there. Scrum along the wall. Wayzata comes away with it. Walks to the middle. Wayzata cycles down low. Wagner's there. They collide. Wagner, great job getting the puck up. He's got to be kind of tired. He gets it out. Nice play by Wagner. Well, the Wayzata guy fans on it. Williams should now. Comes Gabrick in, 2-on-1. Oh, tried to go across and just hits a Wayzata player. The goalie will hang on. Gabrick, Fitzgerald, Anderson, Lancette, and Scott. 9:34 to go in the second. Wayzata controls the faceoff. Anderson pressures. Wayzata reverses. Good play by Lancette. Closes that gap quickly. Forces the turnover. Wayzata now sends it all the way down. They're going to say no icing. Shakopee. Scott to Lancette. Lancette to Fitzgerald. In the ref's skate, linesman skates. Wayzata now sets up from behind. Puck kind of ping pongs back and forth. Wayzata now fires it in. Lancette looks to the middle to Anderson. Hits the boot of his skate. Fitzgerald to Anderson, and he gets it in. And Wayzata, shot held there by Van. Oh, a little dribbler on net. Steered away. Scrum for the puck. And Dom's going to go for a penalty. We'll go on the kill here for an interference. Elbowing. Go elbowing. Two-minute minor for elbowing. Shakopee on the kill. Marco, nice job on the draw. Wayzata across, back up top. Shot, save, rebound, knocked away. Caden has his stick lift. Thought maybe be a hooking penalty there. Nice play out. Tip noise. Wayzata up ice with speed now. They'll fire it in. Hensley's there. So's the ref. And Wayzata sets up. Across. Wayzata will now go at battle in front. Slashing penalty on Wayzata. 4-on-4. Four on four, so 51 seconds of 4-on-4, and then Shakopee will get a power play after that point. Fitzgerald, Anderson, Lancet, and Scott. Win the face-off. Goes right in between the defensemen. Scott retrieves off the boards to Lancet. Lancet to Scott. Scott to Anderson, chips it off the boards. To Fitzgerald. Anderson now in 4-on-4 for 20 more seconds. Shakopee will then go on the power play. About just over a minute power play. Shakopee now, or excuse me, Wayzata now sending a guy. And another penalty on Shakopee. So we won't have a power play. It'll be 4-on-4 for 1:06, at which point Wayzata will have a 54-second power play. 5:45 to go in the second. Wayzata leads 4-1. Anderson will go 2 minutes. I'm not sure what the call was. So 4-on-4 play continues. Shakopee controls the draw. Schmitz to Gabrick. I'm going to call it offside at the line. I don't think it. 4-on-4 for 49 more seconds. Yeah, the boys playing really hard here. 10 skaters, so 2 lines for Shakopee. They'll play next on Saturday at 4:45. 2-on-1 here. Ooh, just off the heel of Hensley's stick. He absorbs a hit along the wall from Wayzata. Wayzata now with speed. Across. Good defensive play there by Shakopee. Schmitz now with a little bit of time. Got Gabrick. Just hit the stick. Just hit the stick. Unlucky play there. Wayzata controls. Good play by Schmitz to win that puck battle. Skies it out of the zone, and Wayzata's going to go on the power play here as their penalty expires. So it'll be a kill for 45 seconds, or hopefully the full 45 seconds for Shakopee. Shot, saves, Schmitz. Penalty on Wayzata now. So back to 4-on-4. So 4-on-4 now for 35 seconds, and then barring any other penalties, Shakopee will get a power play. A lot of 4-on-4 play here the last 6 minutes or so, which I guess if we have 10 skaters, that can help. Valverde on the face-off. Lancet reverses to Valverde. Valverde with some room to Lancet. Lancet gains the line, fires it in. Wayzata reverses behind their own net. Fires out. It's going to be 1-on-1. This guy's got some speed. Off the side of the net. Power play now. Will out of the box, all alone. Shot blockered away by the Tendi. Good play by Shakopee to find him. Lancet walks. Shot. Good screen by Anderson. Turned away. Out front, Shakopee. Shot. Save. 55 seconds on the power play. Lancet. Valverde just hops over his stick. Passes across. Glove down at the line by Scott. Scott walks. Floats it in on net. We get a rebound. Turned away. Wayzata clears. We'll see if it makes it the length of the ice. It does for icing. Power play for 34 more seconds here for Shakopee. Gabrick on the draw. Controlled by Shakopee. Wagner. Got two guys in front. Oh, to Anderson, and just fanned on it a hair. Wagner, the foot race. Gabrick, 3-on-2. Power play, 10 seconds to go in the power play. Anderson across to Fitzgerald. Scrum for the puck. Why is this going to make it for icing? For some reason, they just waved it off. Pinned up against the boards by Wagner. Wayzata scrum in front. Saved by Van and covered. Two minutes to go. 5-on-5 hockey now. 2 minutes to go in the second. Marco on the draw. Matthew comes away with it. Lancet now with the puck. Behind the goal line, rims it around up to Williamson. Shot from the point, tipped wide by Wayzata. Scott. No ice, all the way down. Collision behind the play between Hensley and someone. Lancet now with it. Oh, 3-on-2 now. Shakopee 3-on-2. Good at the line. Williamson shot and gloved and held by the Tendi. Minute and 11 to go. See if we can get one here in the last minute of this period. 4-1. Wayzata, Gabrick, Fitzgerald, Anderson, Schmitz, and Wagner. Face-off controlled by Wayzata. Just hops over the stick of Wagner. Now Fitzgerald controls that neutral. Anderson with Gabrick, 2-on-2. Across the Gabrick, slap shot. Oh, good shot. Good hard shot. Swallowed up by the Wayzata attendee. Face off controlled by Shakopee, but it goes in between the defensemen and exits the zone. To Wagner. Across to Fitzgerald. Nice play. Shakopee enters the zone. Anderson with time, with space. Shot scores! Will Anderson. Great play by, I don't know who the defenseman was, but he had a nice pass up to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald drew a lot of attention. The 2 or 3 guys were on Fitzgerald, created some room for Anderson. Anderson buried it, bar down 4-2, 42 seconds to go in the second period. The last league game against Wayzata, we were down 3-0, came back tied at 3-3. That was the first time we played them. 43 seconds to go in the second. Wayzata controls the draw. Oh, Gabrick now. Gabrick with room. Gabrick, oh, he looks across for Anderson. Ooh, Anderson hauled down, no fall. Wayzata now looks to exit the zone. They do. It's going to be 3-on-2. Now a 2-on-3. They circle to the middle. Shot blocked. Blocked by the Shakopee defender. Let's get this out. There's 10 seconds to go. And a penalty now on Wayzata. Behind the play, I didn't see it happen. They'll go for roughing. Seven seconds, 7.6 power play. We'll see what they have dialed up here. Valverde, Williamson, Hensley, Scott, Lancet, controlled. Here we go to Blake. Blake's going to walk in. Shot blocked by Wayzata. Shot, shoot, shoot. Oh, he didn't shoot. And there's a scrum on the ice. All right, and cooler heads prevail, and the teams will exit to the dressing room for the second period break. All right, we'll be back for the third here. We'll see, or I guess we can hang on here and see what, if any, penalties are assessed out of that. I'm sure a couple will be assessed. So we were down 4-0 after one. We won that period 2-0, so it's 4-2. At the end of 2, we'll Zamboni, and we'll give you the penalty recap when we return. All right, we're back for the third period. Looks like the Sabres will start 5-on-3. Two-man advantage here for minute 53. Trailing 4-2. Scored a power play goal earlier in the game. For 4-on-3. Oh, 5-on-3, yeah. Look at the puck. Ugh. What, we took a player. Now we got a player off. Is it 4-on-3 or 5-on-3? 5-on-3. Awkward play. We had a guy get off the ice, and that's going to be icing. We were unsure how many. Right, 5-on-3 for a minute 36 now. Schmitz, Williamson, Hensley, Wagner, Valverde. Face off won by Marco. Schmitz now to Wagner. To Marco. Marco comes up ice. To Dom. Good pass to Dom to Schmitz. Good hold by Hensley. Good patience. He walks to the middle. Got to get some net front. No net front. The goalie catches it easily. Oh, it hits the Shakopee player, so no icing. Wagner. Minute 2 left on the 5-on-3. Anderson. Wayzata controls. It's going to come to Wagner. Wagner walks. Shot. Rebound. Gabrick there. Held in at the line by Schmitz. Wayzata will send it. We'll see if it makes it. It's icing. I think the coach thought that they stopped skating. It's kind of a late whistle on icing, but 26 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Gabrick, Anderson, Fitzgerald, Wagner, Lancette, face-off control, hits the ref. Fortunate bounce. Oh, shot, save. Good play, good pass. Goalie's able to slide over. Puck comes just out in front. Up to Wagner. Shot. Deflected high by Wayzata. Wayzata guy fans on it. Oh, poke checked away. Shot off the side of the net. They come out. They got one guy out. They're going to have a second guy coming out. So there goes the 5-on-3. Now 5-on-5. Couple good chances there for Shakopee. Lancette wins the puck battle there. Oh, Longevin's got it. Saved by Van. 5-on-5, 12:44 to go in the final period, third period. Valverde on the draw. 4-2 Wayzata. Lancette. Scott chips it up. Scott still with the puck. Reverses back to Lancette. Lancette to the middle. Off the stick of Hensley. It's going to be icing. Shot blocked. Here we go, 2-on-2, 3-on-2 if Marco hops in the play. Hensley, Schmitz. Anderson chips the puck up. Marco controls at neutral. Turned over. Here comes 8 in all alone. Maybe with the second guy. Shot save. Good save by Van on that one. He gets the left pad over. Shot goes wide. Ice. Offensive zone draw for Shakopee. Gabrick on the draw. Up to Wagner. Wagner backpedals to the middle. Shot. Gets all the way through. The guy is holding Gabrick's stick. Gabrick finally, the guy finally lets go. Ooh, long reach. Held the zone by Wayzata. Schmitz rims it around. Scott will be there. Scott backhands it to Fitzgerald. To the line, not quite out, but Scott retreats. Pass to Fitzgerald. Can't quite corral it. Wayzata now back the other way. Number 10 through neutral, crosses the red line. And chipped out of the zone by Scott. Wayzata back at neutral. Well, Gabrick tries to fire it in, hits a skate. Williamson, Scott to Valverde, and it's going to be icing. 10:28 to go in the third. 4-2. Face off the Van's left. Valverde will be on the draw. Williamson and Hensley, Scott, and Lancette. To the line. It's like Hensley might be favoring his leg a little bit. He's able to keep going. Scott, nice pass up to Marco. Marco gives chase. Pinned up against the wall by Wayzata. Hensley, back to Wayzata. Wayzata rims it up here to Lancette. Lancette, shot blockered away. Three on two now for Wayzata. Scott, nice play at the blue line, not giving him any room. Lancette chips it out. It's going to be no icing. Hensley bodies his guy. Williamson now picks it up. Wayzata fires wide. And Shakopee going with 10 skaters. Wayzata with a full 15 tonight. Good play by Schmitz there. Uses his skate to intercept that play or break up that play. Hensley now off ice. Gabrick now 2-on-2 with Schmitz. Gabrick to the middle. Across, sticked away by the goalie. Intercepted by Schmitz. Uses the board. Fitzgerald sends it in. Gabrick now behind the net with a little bit of time. Looks out front, no one home. Wayzata looking to spring people. We got 5-on-2. Shot turned away. Wagner now out front. Oh, just under Anderson's stick. Wayzata now through neutral. Big check behind with Fitzgerald and number 8 for their team. We got 4 guys down there. Wayzata comes away with it, walks to the middle. Here goes Gabrick. He chips it out. It's going to be icing if it makes it, and it does. 8 minutes to go. 8 minutes even to go in the third. Face off the Vans right. Again, Shakopee playing Chaskatchan Stormhawks on Saturday, Minnetonka on Monday, I believe it is. Upcoming games. Face off. Scrum for it. Now Scott controls, retreats behind his own net, reverses back to Lancet. Shakopee looks to stretch the ice. Lancet to Williamson through neutral. Valverde, ooh, just hops over their stick. Wayzata fires it down the other way. Not going to make it. Lancet is on it. Around to Scott. Scott pulls it off the wall to Hensley. Hensley with speeds, with space. Here comes Hensley. 3-2. Drags. Blockered away by Wayzata. Back to Hensley behind. Up to Lancet. Lancet walks. Blocked. Hensley to Lancet. Lancet blocked. Scott gets it through. Sticked away by the goaltender. Sky out of the zone. This may be on net. It is on net. Good play. Oh, Scott steps on the puck. Here we go. Anderson intercepts through neutral. Shot. Smothered by the goalie. 6:36 to go. Gabrick on the draw to Schmitz. Shot. Blockered away. See if we get some traffic in front here when we get those shots. See if we can get one to go. Wayzata on the forecheck. Schmitz gives chase. Wayzata with a little bit of space now walks out off the post. Wayzata controls along the wall. Fitzgerald out of the zone. That guy could have stuck out his stick, but he didn't, and it will be icing. Face off the Vans right. Valverde on the face-off. Lancet chips it up the wall. Williamson gives chase. Here we go. 2-on-1. 2-1. Hensley, Williamson. Shot. Gloved away. High, short side. Gloved by the goaltender. Williamson, that's going to stay in. Shot blocked. It's going to come down all the way on, not on net, ice it. 5:22 to go. All right, we'll see if we come up with something here on the face-off. Marco with Hensley, Williamson, Scott, and Lancet. Marco goes forward with it. He possesses it. Tries a nifty pass, gets intercepted. Hensley on it. Boys battling hard here. Puck bounces around at neutral, possessed by Wayzata. He circles, he takes off. Scott delivers a check. to the line, but not out. It goes right back to the guy. He walks, shot, save, shoulder save. Shot, save, it's loose in front, still loose. To the line, 3-2, 3-2 with a good amount of time here. Shot, save. They're tired there at the very end of the shift there where they got that 3-on-2. Schmidt dumps it back in. 4 minutes to go, 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go. The boys continuing to battle hard. To the line, not quite out. Wayzata fires it around. Schmitz now behind his own net. To the line, not quite out. Shot, shoulder save. Bounces over Gabrick's stick, a bouncing puck there. To the line to Fitzgerald. To Anderson. Anderson's coming through with some speed. He's going to be hip checked against the wall by the Wayzata defender. 3:30 to go. Schmitz holds it at the line. Shakopee trying to get that puck deep. Made it all the way through to the net. No call on that. Gabrick hauled down. Anderson now with the puck, walks out, backhand. Gloved by the attendee. Shakopee looks like they're communicating regarding pulling the goalie. 3:12 to go, 4-2. Good pressure here. Valverde on the draw. To the line, just skips through Williamson's feet on a bouncing puck. Scott. Oh, to the line, but intercepted. Backhanded in by Wayzata. Scott to Lancet. Back to Wayzata. Wayzata walks to the middle. Shot. Wide. 35 seconds to go, I guess, on the rink clock in terms of the hour clock. Offside. Boys competed really hard here. Got off to a little bit of a, Wayzata got a couple early and they fought back. So that's going to be the game here. They're not going to drop it. The 4-2 final. 4-2 final. Well, 4:45, I believe it is, versus Chaska Chan on Saturday. Minnetonka on Monday. And that will conclude in-season district play. So we will see you Saturday.